Towards the end of Moses' life, God summons Moses and tells him, "Bring your successor, Joshua, along with you to the tabernacle." So Moses and Joshua go to the tabernacle, and there the Lord asks them to write down a song. The reason was that a song is easy for people to remember. And once they learn the song, they could then teach it to their children. Now, part of the song that God asked them to write is about how God had freed them from Egypt. And then for 40 years, how He took care of them in the wilderness like the apple of His eye, and how He had loved them. And then God uses a beautiful image of an eagle and its little ones. At a certain age in the life of a little eaglet, the parents, the eagles, decide to do something. And God uses that same imagery in Deuteronomy 32:11 as part of that song, and says, "Like an eagle that stirs up its nest, that flutters over its young, spreading out its wings, catching them, bearing them on its pinions." Even as the little eaglets learn how to fly, their parents are hovering under them, over them, and in times of trouble or times of need, the parents even come down and with their strong claws, they lift up the little ones and take them to a place of shelter and safety. And God uses that same image of saying, "That's how I took care of you for 40 years in the desert." Through this song, the Lord was teaching His people that while He loved them, cared for them, and was willing to do anything to protect them, He wanted them to grow, to mature, and to move off the nest. And if they were unwilling to do it, well, God as a parent was willing to steer the nest. So what has this all got to do with you and me today? Let me use myself as an example and try to illustrate what I believe the Lord has been teaching me. For at least the last decade or so, I, like many other Christians, have talked a lot about using the internet, social media, etc., to share God's love and share God's message with people. But not just me, but even other organizations, our workplaces, and even churches that never ever imagined that they would move on to this new way of just providing their service have changed. COVID-19 arrived, and I know churches that serve labor camps, churches that are so traditional, have all moved on and started offering their services online, reaching out, comforting people, sharing the good news and the love of Christ through using internet. So what does it mean to us? It means this: the Lord has stirred this nest, and we can't go back to the way we used to do things before March 2020. If we do so, we have failed, in the sense that while we have actually matured during this time, we would be going back from solid food to milk. So as we all get ready now to get back to our churches, or to get back to work, especially here in Doha and maybe other parts of the world, we need to re-examine our lives. And we need to decide, what is it that we have learned during this time when the Lord has stirred our nest? And as we get back, we need to see that we don't regress and go back into the comfort of our nest. I know this has been a difficult time for many of us, and it will continue to be a difficult time. But let's remember, just as the Lord carried and took care of His people for 40 years, He is still the same God, and He is available to each one of us. But this process is also a process of maturity. So my prayer is this: even as we go through this difficult time, we need to remember that the Lord is with us. And we also need to remember that the Lord desires that we grow. So as we go, let us grow. And God bless you.